Welcome back. This is Tyler Hill, your co-host on Retire with Freedom, the show that helps you get the retirement that you want. And I am joined here with my parents, Tad and Toni Hill. And we are now covering universal truths.
Yeah, there's just certain things that are always universal no matter what, and everybody needs to be thinking about this and figuring this out.
Yeah. So some of them are everybody needs an income plan. Everybody needs a plan to address long-term care issues. Nobody can consistently time the stock market successfully, and nobody knows how long they're going to live.
Yeah,
those are all very true.
Yeah.
And the thing about this is, with a good plan, we can't know how long somebody's going to live or what's going to happen in the stock market and all those things, but we can build plans that can help insulate you from those things, can help keep it from ruining or destroying what you've built and saved your life, saved your life savings with, and make sure things go well instead of you're just at the whim of the situation or the current market situation or what's happening geopolitically. There's a lot of things out there in the world that don't go the way we want them to, but we can't change that. There's nothing, we have no magic crystal ball for that or magic bullet for that. But there are ways that we can put things together and structure things together that can weather these things, that honestly can make people feel like, I don't like that this is happening, but I'm okay. I got another 10 years to work or something. It can actually insulate you from that scare and that worry of, geez, these things are happening and it's going to eat up all of my savings, or it's going to make me have to go back to work.
One point I want to make here, this is for our listeners. We hear all the time that you might be afraid to put a plan in place because you don't know what's going to happen with politics, or you don't know what's going to happen with the geopolitical situation, the things that you just talked about, Toni. So bottom line is, things you can't control keep you from moving forward, getting a plan and making decisions. And so the question I would ask you is, when things go haywire, are you better off without a plan?
Yeah.
Right. Do you build a shelter before the hurricane comes, or you wait and go like, dang, let's wait and see if that hurricane comes or not before we build this shelter?
Yeah. So let's walk through a few of these. So, and I'm going to repeat them real quick because I want to make another point. So everybody needs an income plan. Everybody needs a plan to address long-term care issues. Nobody can consistently time the stock market. Nobody knows how long they're going to live. We address every single one of these in the retirement course that we do, and we do them now in our office. Our office has moved from Valleydale and Caldwell Mill. Most people are very used to driving past that office. We've moved about a mile down the road on Valleydale and 65. We just ran out of space and we needed more.
Kept growing.
Yeah, and so the good news is we do our course right here in our office, 2057 Valleydale Road, in our learning center that we built when we moved. And we cover every single one of these topics. And that course is a 2.5 hour deep dive where one of us is going through and covering how to handle all of these different things. And the way that you get signed up for the next course is to call or text us. And that number is 205-988-0006. That's 205-988-0006. And if you don't live in Birmingham, we have people drive here all the time from Montgomery, Tuscaloosa, Huntsville, even
Nashville.
Tennessee, Nashville. But if you can't come in person, we do have ways to get the information to you. So I can't tell you how you're going to feel, but I think our retirement course is one of the most helpful things in terms of helping you learn how to go about solving for all these things.
And to start that conversation in your mind.
Right.
And it's really good if the husband and if you're married, if you both come, because it's so hard to come back home and try to explain what happened there. It's hard to do. So it's like going to a movie and saying, well, let me tell you what happened in this movie. It's like we should have watched it together. But I get that. Sometimes you can't, but the ideal thing is for you both to be together, get on the same page, because what it'll really do, and I've had a lot of people say this, the way home from the course or whatever, we had a great conversation. We started talking about the things that, we care about, what we're going to do. One of them might have felt more confident. The other one's like, I've never thought about this stuff before. I am worried about these things. I didn't know that we were supposed to. Honey, do we have this in place? Are we okay? Those kinds of things. So
it's something we say around the office, but it's getting that lead domino knocked over. Get momentum, because I think a lot of times you feel overwhelmed. I'm not sure where I stand. So you know what? I'm just going to procrastinate it.
Yeah.
I hear that all the time. It's, hey, I've been listening to the radio, or I've been knowing I need to get a retirement plan in place for the last 5-10 years. I just have honestly kicked that can down the road. And a lot of times, the reason why it's important for both people in a couple to attend the course is because if you're the one that has been paying attention to all of this, normally you feel like it's all on your shoulders. You're probably not a retirement planner, because if you are, you would have a retirement plan. If you're not a retirement planner, even if you have been paying attention to this, you have questions. And then if you're the one that hasn't been paying attention to this, you've been relying on your spouse, there's that level of stress that if I'm the one paying attention to it, I have to worry about what happens to my spouse if something happens to me.
Yeah.
And then if you're the spouse relying on the person that's been paying attention to it, you feel like, oh, I'm not very educated, or I'm lost at this stuff. And so the course really does a good job of explaining the areas of retirement planning, income planning, investment planning, tax planning, healthcare planning, and legacy planning in layman's terms, where you don't have to be some financial guru.
Yeah.
Jinx, you owe me a Coke. did they even say that?
I think it was Vera Wang.
Is that totally a 70s thing?
No, we still said it, but no.
Not a Coke.
No, Shannon started my little sister, y'all's daughter.
I know who she is.
Yeah, well, I guess I was going to say Shannon, but then I had to explain to the listeners who she is. No, her and her friends used to say something like, Jinx, you owe me a mansion or something.
Oh, I thought it was a Vera Wang.
I was like, the price has gone up.
Inflation. Jinx, you owe me a mansion. So wait, where were we? We're Tad and Toni Hill and Tyler Hill, by the way.
We're Tad, Toni, and Tyler Hill. And if you want to come to our course, or you want to come sit down for a one-on-one visit, because that's where the rubber really hits the road. But I really think it works really well for people that take a 1-2 punch at this. And you can do it either way. You can come in for a visit, but then in between our first visit and our second visit, we strongly encourage you to come to the course. Or you can come to the course and hopefully walk away with a lot of information about how to put a retirement plan in place that you didn't know ahead of time. And then you can get to know us a little bit and decide whether you want to come in for a visit, because we're here and we know how to do this stuff and we can help you, but you do have to take action. You were talking about procrastinating, Tyler. So I'll give you, our listener, a little lesson on this. So a few years ago, I had to get a tooth implant because we grew up in the 70s where our dentist told us this. We grew up in the 70s where back then they thought, okay, well, your tooth is just going to end up with one big cavity anyway. So even though there would be this tiny cavity, they would route the whole tooth out and put a silver filling in there.
Which is bigger than the tooth.
Right. And so they just compromised the integrity of the tooth. So anyway, I won't bore you with all that. But I got an implant in place a few years ago, and it had been bothering me for about a year.
Yeah. And I had no idea. You didn't say anything.
And I'm like, I finally told Toni, and she goes, well, what are you doing?
Go to the dentist.
Go to the dentist. So so Tyler's point is, unless you are 100% certain that you've got your retirement plan has got every base covered, no stone has been unturned, you feel rock solid, unless you feel all of those things. And what Toni says is, if you've got this uneasy feeling in your stomach, there's probably a reason. Don't procrastinate. Get a plan in place.
Yeah.
I'm not even telling you got to come see us. I would strongly encourage you to come to our course because I think there's a lot of great information in there. But take action, do something. Because I went to the dentist yesterday, and if I had gone in a year ago, I probably would not have to be doing what I'm about to have to do, which is have that implant replaced.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a drag.
It is a drag.
And I will tell you
and
this.
it's avoidable.
I'll tell you this. The risk of running out of money in retirement, or paying more in taxes than you have to, or spending a bunch of money on something that really you can shift the risk and you don't have to do it, the risk of those things is too high to not take action. Mm-hmm. So I'm giving you my little piece of, look, we all procrastinate.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, we can't pay attention to everything at once.
Toni doesn't. Tyler, you and I are procrastinators. Mm-hmm. Mom, not so much.
No.
But take action. So the way you do that is you give us a call or a text at 205-988-0006, 205-988-0006. Call or text that number, 205-988-0006. We know how to help you, and we can do it a few different ways. One is coming to the course. The other, like I said, is sitting down for a visit. But the bottom line is, take action and make sure that you've thought through all this stuff. Income planning. How are you going to replace your income when the paycheck stops? How do you need to allocate your investments so that you've got an income plan, but you're not giving up growth potential? That's a big issue for a lot of you. You're worried that if you get a plan in place, you're not going to take advantage of the growth that the market brings to the table. That's not how we do things. We make sure that we've got money set aside to take care of your income needs, emergencies, your medium-term needs, and your long-term money. That's where we swing for the fences. So a good plan has all of those things. Yeah. So I strongly encourage you to call or text, come see us or come to the course, 205-988-0006. This is Tad, Toni, and Tyler Hill, and we are the co-hosts and co-owners of Retire with Freedom and Freedom Financial Group. We hope y'all have found this to be fun and maybe a little bit of entertaining and hopefully very educational. We've had a great time. We'll see you next time.
Insurance products are offered through the insurance business Freedom Financial Group. Freedom Financial Group is also an investment advisory practice that offers products and services through AE Wealth Management LLC, AEWM, a registered investment advisor. AEWM does not offer insurance products. The insurance products offered by Freedom Financial Group are not subject to investment advisor requirements. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal. Any references to protection, safety, or lifetime income generally refer to fixed insurance products, never securities or investments. Insurance guarantees are backed by the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing carrier. This podcast is intended for informational purposes only. It is not intended to be used as the sole basis for financial decisions, nor should it be construed as advice designed to meet the particular needs of an individual's situation. Freedom Financial Group is not permitted to offer, and no statement made during the show shall constitute tax or legal advice. Our firm is not affiliated with or endorsed by the U.S. government or any governmental agency. The information and opinions contained herein provided by third parties have been obtained from sources believed to be reliable, but accuracy and completeness cannot be guaranteed by Freedom Financial Group.